So, like I said, the season's coming to a wrap. You had a very busy early spring through summer season. And now, what are some of the problems that you'd want the general public to know? Some of the problems that you ran into with people fishing, or there's a snake problem, you were saying, a rattlesnake problem?
Yeah, that's another good point. This year, specifically, and I've heard rumors about it in the past, but this year there's actually been some evidence that users of the Pine Creek Rail Trail from all the way up into Ansonia, all the way down to Jersey Shore, have been actually killing timber rattlesnakes. I don't know if it's in fear of the rattlesnake. I don't know if they're intentionally messing with the rattlesnakes, but that's an issue at the localized level here in the county. And the herpetology community, the people who really care about reptiles and amphibians, and our agency specifically, have worked extremely hard over the years to decrease the amount of pressure on these rattlesnakes and afford them the protection that they need. So that's something. If you do find yourself on the rail trail or out in the woods somewhere else and you encounter a rattlesnake, just let them go. Don't mess with them. If you do encounter somebody killing those rattlesnakes, give the Fish and Boat Commission a call. You can always call 911, and our law enforcement has direct communication with the 911 center, so you can report a violation that way. I'm sure you could even report it to the Game Commission, and they could take the appropriate measures to get in touch with the WCO from the fish side. But that's an issue. Some other issues you run into are your kayaks and your canoes. They are boats. Boating under the influence is certainly something that the Fish and Boat Commission enforces. It's certainly an issue, but our officers aren't out there being unreasonable. We're certainly out there trying to, have a positive influence in our communities, have a positive influence on our users, the fishermen and women and the boaters. And, we've had 2 fatal boat accidents on Pine Creek this year, some unfortunate losses, and it's brought me really close to understand, how serious boating is and how serious that can be to our users. And that's why it's important, if you do decide to get in a canoe or a kayak, to make sure that you have all your safety equipment. Make sure that you have that personal flotation device, that life jacket that's fitting you properly. Make sure that you have that sound producing device. And if you do find yourself, maybe a throw bag even. It doesn't even hurt to have a throw bag or a Type 4 throwable device, but go onto our website, contact the local WCO. You can even stop into your state representative's offices. I know they have boating law information, and it's my hope to get some boating handbooks and be able to put them in the tackle shop. So and maybe get, every time that we sell a fishing license, get that boating safety book heading out with that fishing license. That had some issues with the mouths of tributaries, all the way up 4 Mile Run up in the canyon, down through the project water here. It happens. But if you've never seen a blue heron take down an 18-inch brown trout, it's something to see. So, but that's a couple of the issues that I've seen, and I'd like to certainly get a handle on. But the rattlesnake thing is pretty big right now, and that's. Lots and lots of them along the rail trail are getting harvested. I don't know if they're lawfully harvested or unlawfully, but it certainly needs to be addressed, and that's something that I could see where we'd like to see some improvements.
Okay. Well, Chad, is there anything else that you'd want the general public to know about, some rules and some regs?
Well, I don't know necessarily about rules and regs at this time. I would like to take an opportunity to thank, the Slate Run Brown Trout Club, the Upper Pine Creek Sportsman's Club, Trout Unlimited, all the volunteers that I had this year coming out and helping me stock, and everybody that buys a fishing license, everybody that buys a boat registration. You guys are the guys that are out there making a difference, because I'm only one guy. Like, I can only do so much, and it's really great to have people showing up with cameras and showing up with smiles on their faces to say, hey, we're going to go stock some trout today with the fish warden or with the the conservation officer, and it's really great to get to know the community that way. And I just want to extend that thanks. I want to extend the thank yous to the all the private property owners along Pine Creek and throughout the county. Up in Tioga County is my primary district. Thank those guys for their efforts and for opening up that private property water to walk-in only fishing, and that just has created so many more opportunities for people to access Pine Creek and really have that full Pine Creek experience, and it's really great. And so that's that, and our cooperative trout nurseries, they work really hard. So if you don't know a cooperative nursery, or you have one in your area and you want to stop by and thank them or give them some support, I know they work really hard in raising trout and stocking trout to supplement that fishing opportunity in the spring. So the Fish Commission's grateful for everything that the volunteers do for us too, because we try to do as much as we can, but I'm certainly grateful, so it makes my life very easy whenever I get those volunteers. So
well, you guys did an excellent job stocking this year. The rainbows, they weren't your typical state rainbows. They had some girth to them, they had length, and the rainbows, you hook into one of them, you're in for a good fight.
Our hatchery guys at Bellefonte, Tylersville, where the majority of these fish in the area are coming from, they work really hard down there. I know I interact with those guys a lot. They're very passionate about what they do, and they're very passionate about supplying these fish to the public. They work very hard in the off season. It takes it doesn't take too long to get those fish to that legal catchable size, but those guys take pride in some of those trophy fish, especially those big brook trout that you get out there, and we stock in Kettle Creek and some of these other creeks throughout the area. So give them a call, thank them, because they really, really are passionate. I work with some very passionate guys and girls. We got some great culturalists that work really hard, and our biologists work really hard to keep us going with our wild trout efforts. We're really trying to document our Class A wild trout streams and trying to get our unassessed waters initiative going, and they're just some really great steps forward into the future. So.
All right. Well, thanks, Chad, a lot for joining me here today at Tone Flats. And you are our first official guest on Beers and Browns, and it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yep, sounds good, Isaac. Right. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.